DuckTales Season 2, Episode 14. Friendship Hates Magic.
Dun dun dun!
My Little Pony reference.
Indeed.
Yeah, like I said before, DuckTales must have something against My Little Pony.
I don't think so. I think it's very very tongue-in-cheek. It's like...
Yeah.
Because they had, what was it, Libman and Strong on that one episode with the golf. So, I mean, it's not like... and they were actually, they were... Was it Kelpies or Selkies?
They were Kelpies.
Yeah, they were Kelpies. So it's like, that looked like ponies. So it's like...
Well, Kelpies are also known as water horses. They are an Irish, Scottish, Celtic myth about of mythical horses that drag you under the water, kind of like sirens, by luring you onto their back, luring a weary traveler onto their back so they can drown you and then feast on your soul.
But yeah, DuckTales was... it was... This had all the hallmarks of this was going to be, this is going to be a fake out. Like, as many times as they've had, oh no, she's got a new friend. Oh, that's going to, they've got a new acquaintance. Oh, they're going to be a jerk. It's like, basically everybody that isn't already part of the main cast that they make a new acquaintance of turns out to be a jerk in some way, shape, or form.
Except for this time.
Except for what?
Except for this time.
Except for this time, yes. Like, you run the ball. It's like, you're going to pass it eventually. It's like, oh, this is an opportunity to pass. Yep, they passed it. All right. They tried to, and it might work for kids, but they try to, oh, is she another one? Is she another one that's going to, is she going to be, another Lena? It's like...
Yeah, but they played it too hard in this one with the whole, with being like, oh no, she's evil. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might work with really small children that, aren't really processing it very well yet. They might still be, okay. They might actually, oh no. But, like, for, most people, they're going to be like, yeah, okay, this is a fake out.
Yeah.
And this is a double bluff. Yeah.
So, I actually did take a few notes on this one because I was watching with Jack while we were having breakfast. The library. I love the smell of thinking in the morning. I just like that quote. The girl is reading the book backwards. And that was definitely the cover of the book, and she was turning the page the opposite way.
Which way? Were you watching this on a legit stream?
Huh?
Were you watching it?
I was watching it on Disney Plus.
Okay. I was gonna say, because sometimes, like, less than legal streams flip the thing.
No, I was watching it off of Disney Plus because I have it. I might as well use it. It came with my Verizon thing.
Well, maybe it was just in Japanese.
Yeah, it was for the Japanese audience.
That looks like a cover on the front. Like, I would accept that if that looked more like a back of a book, but that looked like the title page of a book. Like, when she went to close the book, there was a narrow rectangular, like, long and thin, like the title of like a notebook type thing at the front end of it, and she was turning the pages the opposite way. Like, so she was reading it backwards or skimming through notes.
Yeah, or she may have already read it and was going back through it and going, oh. But
Also, that totally sounds like me and my cousin with the whole nerding out with dead languages and stuff and obscure references. And I actually, when I was a kid, my friends in school and I, like, I only had a couple for kind of obvious reasons, but we would write notes to each other in Runic or make up our own language, our own fonts, or like not actual languages, but like our own alphabets to pass notes just for the fun of the cryptography of it. So yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, and the sort of cherry on top of this whole thing is like they go back and forth with all these different languages they're speaking, and the librarian, the part-time librarian that's there, and just walks
Nerd.
by and goes nerd, nerds. It's like you work in a library.
Right?
That is an
And
incredibly nerdy job.
he is also the one who created that entire puzzle thing for them to find out about Philadelphia.
If that's it's like
So
what
he
are
created
you?
that adventure scenario, and she's like, "You're nerds learning dead languages." That's kind of a bit of a
Yeah,
hot.
that's one where it takes one to know one would have been an ample retort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. My mom was making breakfast while we were watching this, and the when Webby's like, "Oh, I got a friend, and my friend's coming over," and it's like, "Well, you'd understand if you had friends," or whatever line. It's like, uh, Jack looked at my mom because my mom is like always at home and always like, it's like,
No,
I have friends.
I gotta,
You.
I gotta say, so when I first saw the episode and when I first saw the book Miss Beakley was reading, I was like, since when did Darkwing get into love novels?
Yes.
And then, so of course, I have friends. See, Lunchpad. Yeah. Sup with me. Sup with you? I don't know. Oh, you're British or something? No, I mean, would you like that? Do you want dinner? It's like, yeah, I have dinner every night. I mean, would you have dinner with me? Oh, he's so dense.
So you guys probably caught it because you're smart, but I like the Indiana Jones reference they threw in.
Which one?
See, I want to get the movie right. I think. Oh, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Those three rock things she threw off the desk into the drawer when she was hiding everything.
Ah,
Yeah, to be honest, I was kind of skimming the episode to an extent. Like, okay, I know what this is going. Get to the next story beat.
Uh,
to be honest, I haven't actually seen the that Indiana Jones. Oh,
yeah.
I've watched them. I haven't gotten around to watching Indiana Jones. I've watched Crystal Skulls, and that was it.
Wow, I am so sorry.
Because I went with my dad to the theaters with it.
I am so sorry you saw that movie.
But then the whole his panicking over too many spoons, and he's trying to juggle the spoons, and so he finally decides on a straw.
I mean, wouldn't you? I mean, like 20 different spoons.
Jack drinks soup from a straw too, so Jack's like, I do that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if there's nothing in it, there's no floaters in it. There's nothing, no little bits of vegetable or meat. It's just like a tomato soup or something like that.
Well, it was a split pea soup.
Yeah.
So there were a few floaters.
Here's what you do. Don't use a regular straw. Use one of those big straws you use for boba tea.
Bubble tea?
Bubble.
The little tappy balls.
Bubble tea. I was like, Bubba tea?
Yeah, bubble tea.
Where I'm here, it's pronounced Bubba.
Yeah, don't forget, he's from,
No, okay. See, here's the thing. The tea is called bubble tea, yes.
Boba tea, I think, is what it's actually called.
But the things that are inside the little black things are called boba. So some stores will either call it bubble or boba tea.
Yeah.
You see, the only place I've ever had those, they called them pearl.
They're actually a form of tapioca, to be frank.
Yeah, I know. They call them tapioca pearls at the Mitsuya, which is the place I get them. But I don't actually get them with the pearls. I get the smoothies without them because I get them that they have like smoothies like that too.
But yeah, just use one of those thick straws for the soup, for pea soup.
My nephew actually has a bowl with a straw attached.
It's one of those cereal bowls where the straw goes down to the bottom of the bowl and built into the bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have those at the Dollar Tree here. I should get one.
Yeah, he got a Frozen one because he loves Frozen.
Of course he does.
Yeah, I don't see the point of that. Just like tip the bowl. But I guess if you're a kid, that might not be as dexterous as that. So
he can make a mess out of almost anything.
So now she has her friend back.
Yep.
I got my friend back.
Crap in her room that literally, if you take anything that has to do with adventure or magic out of it, her room has literally her diary.
It wasn't like one like really innocuous book, or was that the diary?
That was her diary.
Okay.
Because if you notice, it had the little the little like post-it sticking out of it and stuff. But yeah, that was the only thing left. And it's like, oh, let's play a game. How about we look at this magical book? But ooh, I know, makeovers. And the makeovers were themselves into zombies. That is my kind of makeover.
Yeah,
you know what's really a funny thought is, okay, we'll kind of mentally rewatch this episode. Okay, take the lines that she says, okay, a lot of them, but have them said by Missy.
Yes, I want to do that.
I got my friend back.
That's like, that is the most uncreepiest thing I've ever heard.
Yes, that's so true. It's like makeover.
Bring back Missy.
Yes.
Well, see, yeah, without getting too deep into this, it's like that's why the 13th Doctor could have worked, because they made Missy work, but they didn't put the effort or the conviction into it, so it just and they put too much woke on top of it. That's the diversion as it is, but yeah.
Here's the thing. They didn't care about Missy because they don't care if you hate Missy, she's the bad guy, but they care if you hate the Doctor because she's the good guy.
Yeah, but that fact makes everybody love Missy.
I know.
And they know that you love Missy, so make her
Anyway,
Ted and Mrs. Beakley are like the most terrifying odd couple. It is like the odd couple only worse. Especially towards the end where she's dressing up as Darkwing Duck and's like, let's get dangerous. Hurry up before the boys are back and they ruin all our fun.
You know what we should really do? We should do reviews on Darkwing Duck.
We could. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Dex just has to get it.
Eh.
Well, it came with my phone. I mean, like, it I get a free year of it because I'm a Verizon customer. So
Yeah, you just have to be careful about watching your bill because I've heard Verizon's been a little less than. I mean, just what I've heard, they've been less than upstanding with how they've been doing the billing on that. But maybe you haven't had that problem. But
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, so
he although Launchpad does remind me of me and my cousin with our fandoms. Her, it's mostly My Favorite Murder, and me, it's mostly Doctor Who, or Because Science. But it's like, wait, you've never heard of this? Let me show it to you.
you must now watch all of it.
Yes.
I mean, just a
yes.
few episodes? No, all.
Let's
Look at my mouth.
start in
All.
1963. But I do have one qualm. God damn, that VHS tape must be fucked. First of all, he carries it in his breast pocket, like, constantly, apparently. He just has it randomly in his breast pocket. Second of all, with how often he's watched it, those tapes degrade really easily.
He needs to copy it. Get him a DVD recorder and make it onto digital, or just get if there's a digital available, just get the box set.
Yes.
It's probably not that expensive, given that it seems to be an older series at this point.
Yeah. How did he fit all of the series in one VHS tape?
Extra long play.
Unless it's like one of those, like, you know, in the old cartoons where they open up their jacket and they got all the, like, the hot merchandise dangling from their coat. It's like,
Yeah, no, he definitely has more than one.
No. He has taken the with his line of work. He's taken the things I would take to a deserted island. You know, he's taken that to heart and actually carries it with him at all times because he might end up on a deserted island that day.
I mean, yeah. He's a launch pad after all. No.
I do understand Mrs. B's feeling about they can't end a show like that, because how many times I know I've had it, and I'm sure you guys have. You're watching a show and you're like getting so into it, and then they leave it at a fucking cliffhanger, and then the series is over.
All the bloody time.
Yes, and it's just like, no, you motherfucker.
Okay, so there's this show I liked. It was a few years ago. It was called Legend of the Seeker, and I really liked it. And they had like 2 seasons. And at the end of last season, it was like it ended on a cliffhanger. But the words on the screen came up says, "Legend of the Seeker will not continue." I'm like, God damn it!
I think I know which one you're talking about. That's the one with the kind of Conan the Barbarian type era, and it's magic, and
and it had a lot of the actors from the Lord of the Rings movies.
I think I know what you're talking about, that series, and
yeah, I guess it wasn't that liked because it wasn't that accurate to the book, but I didn't know a book existed, so I liked it.
I didn't know a book existed.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about. I'm going to post a picture because I actually used the used an image from that as a template for a for what's it called? When I do my Photoshop.
Okay. While I do
So
that,
I'm
while I do
going
that,
to
I'm gonna-
send you a Photoshopped one because I don't have the original anymore.
yeah. One
So
sec.
don't be
Yeah.
weirded out by the fact that it's Tony Lee.
Yeah. But as I was gonna say, I know how Launchpad would get like the entire series on one VHS tape. So Scrooge is a Time Lord and gave him TARDIS technology for the VHS tape.
Yes, but the thing doesn't. It's a magnetic strip, not dimensional transcendentalism doesn't work for magnetic strips.
No, there's
It
more
only
room
works
inside the,
that
the,
are
the VHS to contain the tape than it appears on the outside. So there's
Yeah.
actually like 10
it,
10 tapes worth of tape in there, all in one, but it's dimensionally transcendental, so you only see the.
I suppose that would also protect it, but then you have to keep in mind the whole fact that it is passing through a dimensional field every time it goes and is wound and unwound. So therefore, that dimensional field would probably degrade the tape faster because dimensions tend to have an electrical field to them, and the electromagnetism really fucks with your VHS tapes. Trust me.
Yeah.
And want to get magnets near your VHS tapes.
Yeah. That's that's definitely Legend of the Seeker.
Yeah.
Just put his head on the chick's body. I see.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually did another one with Deadpool.
Sadly, that's a show I would like to watch, but it's nowhere on streaming anymore. So it's like, eh.
Yeah.
You know, that was a good show. I liked it. No, there's like a bunch of shows like that. I guess the number one I should say I never really watched it was Firefly.
Yeah. Although Firefly at least did get its bow out
Oh yeah,
with the movie. And I still love the joke, how do the Reavers clean their weapons?
Oh no.
They put it through the wash. Yeah, I'm a dick.
Anyway, I think we've run the course with this DuckTales
yeah.
thing.
Um, Yep, pretty much. I only have one more quote, and it's just a quote. I'm going to need some answers, or I'm going to knock you into the shadow realm the hard way.
And she could
With the
probably do
game
it.
of Yu-Gi-Oh,
She probably could. Huh?
she's gonna knock in a shadow realm with the game of Yu-Gi-Oh.
She doesn't have
I
spiky enough hair.
True.
Or a creepy chin. Anyway, that's enough.